Welcome back to episode 7. My name's Levi from Official PaperPlanes Game, and let's go ahead and start working on this. So I did make a couple of changes off. I will go ahead and put the video up, but it'll be a little time lapse. I just changed these to some round circles and extruded them out. And now we're going to go ahead and start working on our bracket for the motors. So let's see exactly how we're going to want to do this. All right. Let's go ahead and grab this piece here. And we'll grab this one. That's not what I want to do. That's what I want to do. There we go. All right. So I just wanted to get my cursor there so we can get the object that we need there, and we can start making this bracket system. And there'll be some push-pull on these motors because we're not totally sure exactly how they're going to go in quite yet, but we will do the best we can. All right. So for right now, let's just get ourselves a little plate here. So we're going to scale that up. Oops. Fill that back piece. And we're going to go ahead and take all those and just get rid of everything. Basically, the first thing we want to do right now is just go ahead and get rid of all the inside faces because we don't need those. So let's do that first. And we'll grab all of those. Go into invisible mode. Grab all those and delete the faces. Alright, so now we have all those faces deleted there. Go back out of invisible mode just to make sure everything looks good. So basically what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead, let's bring everything back so we can see where everything is. Control 3, and got our motor here. So we're going to grab these two here. 3, and we're going to extrude those out a bit. Add one loop cut there, one loop cut there. And as soon as we start extruding stuff like that, we're going to actually get faces on the inside that we're not going to want. So we're going to go ahead and grab all those and delete them. And pretty much all I want to do is just kind of round this up just a little bit. So we can grab, let's see, let's do it this way. Grab this edge here. And move those back a little. Grab this one in the middle here. Move that forward just a little bit. Grab these two on the outside again. And Control B those. Just like that. Just to get a little bit rounded. We're going to do the same thing here. I'm going to grab all of these and all the ones on the bottom. SZ. Just want to go a little bit, right there. Grab these two in the middle and the ones on the top again as well. Just a little bit, about right there. And we might, let's just see what a bevel looks like on this. Since we don't have any edge loops here, it might go a little bit weird. Let's see. That's not too bad. Let's do a little one like that. Single. That'll definitely work. So now we can actually start working on the mounts itself for each of the motors. So basically what we're going to do, let's just go ahead and go into this motor, and we're going to duplicate this whole loop here. Shift D to duplicate it, and then we're going to make it its own selection. Go back out, we'll grab it, and this will be what we will make our mount out of. So if we scale, and I am on, let's go back to bounding box center. So if we scale that up and take out the X, go just a little bit bigger like this, then we can Alt E, extrude on the normals. We'll go out a little further, about like so. Grab this edge here. Let's go ahead and dissolve these. X, dissolve edges, so we don't need those. So basically once we make one of these, then we can use them for this other one down here. And that will set up our mount. And I think I actually want to go a little further out with it. About like this. And I have this inside ring. We don't need these inside rings if they're up against a wall or up against another face, just so we don't have extra geometry there we have to deal with. So we're gonna push escape, go to faces and delete it. And then we're gonna grab these inner rings, this one, and we're gonna actually just move them in a little more. Go back out here like this, grab all these and move this out. And we want it just sitting on that face there. All right, so that'll basically give us our bracket setup number 1. And I think we're gonna do 60 on this. Let's see. Yeah, it looks a little bit better. So we can just put a couple bolts around there just to keep that the way it is. Let's actually go ahead and do that. Let's grab this one and we'll cursor to selected. And let's grab we're actually going to add a circle. And we're going to make this one 6, just like so. Rotate it on the Y90. There we go. Bring it down a bit, about like so. And move it out. Let's go front view. You don't need it very far. Extrude in like so. Extrude all the way in like so. And I think on this one we're actually going to, let's hit tilde, because right now when we are, let's go back out. So right now when we're zooming in, you'll notice that it goes past what we're looking at. And it just means that we're not centered directly on that one item. So if we tilde and go to view selected, then we'll have a little bit more control over how far in and out we can go. So on this one, we're going to actually we're gonna push F here to add an edge. Then we can go ahead and fill this. Oops. Come on, face select. And just make it 2 parts there. That'll work. And staying on edge, we're gonna grab this whole edge ring on the top and we're gonna Control B to bevel it. But this time we're only gonna bevel it 1, like so. Just to give it that little bit of a bolt look. I think we're gonna grab the whole thing, pull it out some, and we will make this bottom ring a little longer. Let's go in, just so there's a little more meat there. So it's just a simple little bolt. And from that, we're using the origin here. So we're gonna spin this. So when you're duping something or duplicating, you wanna go ahead and set in the seams so you don't have to do it to every item later. So we'll go ahead and mark the seams on this. That'll work fine. And then we'll go ahead and duplicate it. So dupe. Let's go ahead to 360. Use duplicates. We'll go 1, 0. Like so. And 6 actually looks pretty good. Let's bring everything back to see what it looks like. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, I think that'll work for us. So now we can just grab those. Grab that whole thing. We can go to this one. We'll grab this edge loop and this edge loop. And we will add our cursor there. And we can grab this one here, Shift S. We're going to selection a cursor. Whoops, forgot to duplicate it. Now we'll do that. Shift S, selection a cursor. And that should get us right where we want it. But it looks like I had this one lined up differently. Rotate the X. About right there. Just kind of make them match up a little bit. And one thing we didn't do is we didn't do the cutaways here on any of these. So just in case I duplicate it again later, I'm going to go ahead and add those. Mark seam on those. Grab these. Do this other side here. Mark seam on those. And that will work for us there. Pull them out just a little bit more to give them a little more to work with there. Yeah, I think that'll work for us. All right. So this, we're actually going to add this into this one here. So we're going to select and we're going to join those together. Did that backwards. Let's grab this one first, then this one, join those together. Doesn't matter, we'll just move our cursor back and then we'll just reparent the origin to 3D cursor like so. And now we have to make one more here for this one, but this one's going to be a little bit different. We're going to need to make the item for rotating the barrel. And also I have this Which one did I change here? I didn't put U on, that's why. There we go. And let me go ahead and set this smooth that out. This was 60. Have a little bit of a spot there I'm not liking. Everything else looking good. So I think probably the easiest way to take care of that, because this one's going to be flat anyway, so I'm not really worried about that one, but this one I want it to stay round. So we could just bring this up a little bit more. Although that really doesn't seem to want to change that angle. Don't understand why it's only that one angle. Something's going crazy there. Flip all these real quick just to see. That is not an issue. So this one just isn't smoothing quite right, even though all the other ones are. It's just this one here. So I guess I could just, so this one we're not going to worry about because that's going to be flat anyway. This one right here we could just add a loop and a loop. Grab this loop, bring it in just a little bit. Just make sure those are nice and rounded. So it seems almost like this is ripped away. So I'm not sure why it's giving me that issue. Zero moved. Alright, so it is shading. I mean, literally right at 90. So what I'm gonna do is, let me grab this real quick. Like this. Let's rip it away like that. And then we'll grab both of these. And let's try merging them back together. So it looks like all the normals are going in the proper direction. Just trying to figure out why this one is not shading properly. So we got a real hard edge right there. And it is connected. I don't know why it doesn't want to not shade. It's not shade there. As soon as I move it out a little bit, it is no longer shaded. It's a hard edge. Guess that'll work. So basically what we're going to do with this one is we're just going to get rid of this one. We're going to delete these edges here. And we're going to need to get rid of those as well. Let's do it with vertices. That's easier. Delete these vertices here. So this one's going to be flat because we're going to have a bracket here and another one here. And that way we can add in the pivot point for our barrel. Let's go ahead and turn off these normals. We don't need to see them anymore. And let's figure out this part here. So let's go one. Actually, we're going to need to grab them. Go ahead and extrude them on the Z, like so. Grab all these, Z like so, and we are going to scale those on the Z. Oops. I am on global, I am on bounding box center. What else do I have selected? Uh-oh. Well, that would be a problem. Let's try that again. Let's go here. You. Let's select you. Control I. Hide everything else. And we're gonna need these. E, Z, Z. And we'll grab these. E. And then we can go ahead and scale them on the Z by 0. Do the same with the top ones. Just to flatten them out. So now these are going to be a flat spot here, but I think we might need to make it come out a little bit like this dent here. But I haven't quite decided, so let's just go ahead and close this together. SC0, and then we'll merge all those. And now we have our flat spot. So I guess we could let's see. All right, that will work. Maybe bring this one back just a little bit more. And what we can do is add you here, and then we will rotate these around the Y. See if that works for us. Just go to 45, minus, rotate Y. 45 minus. There we go. I think that'll work for us. And then this will just be our pivot point on each side. So now we would have to go ahead and make our barrel. Let's grab this point here and this point here, and then we'll, oops, Shift S, cursor to selected. So from here we can add our circle, and this one can be, let's go ahead and keep it 12. We'll rotate on the Y 90 degrees. Oops. 12, rotate Y 90 degrees. Oops, that's the wrong one. Rotate on the X 90 degrees. All right. And this will be our barrel. Okay. Let's actually put these more towards the front. So our pivot point on this is actually going to be directly in the middle of this spot here. So we're going to want it right here in the middle. So we can actually select all of these, and that'll put it in the middle right there. And Shift S, cursor to selected, we'll grab this one, set origin, and we will set the origin to 3D cursor. This will come forward about right there. About like so. Let's see what we got here. I think this curve here needs to be a little bit more drastic. Let's grab this and this. Go more. This one and this one, a little bit more, like so. So basically this is our point for our pivot. And another thing we could probably do, let me see, let's customize this one to be a little bit angled also. Rotate on the X 20. Rotate on the X 20 minus. About like that. that should do. So I did not get rid of any of these back faces here. And we could go ahead and do that real quick. Those back in. Not real happy with that. Let's keep it there. All right, that should do. So now this should pivot on the X right here. Like so. So now we can add in a, let's go ahead and add in a cube. Let's get it all the way down like this. And we're going to use this as our pivot point. Yeah, that'll work. So this will be our pivot. This will where it'll be bolted in. It should pivot right here, up and down. This will be connected to our barrel. We'll have another one on the other side, but this one's going to have a gear connected to it as well. So if we collect this whole thing, bring it over to the other side, like so. Bring it in kind of close. So this one will have a longer, and then it'll have a gear that comes off to, oh, I didn't notice that. We have, yeah, now that'll work. That'll work. So basically, I think, let's go ahead and delete this one. Yeah, let's work on this one first. So, let's get rid of, oh, we're gonna need that. All right, no big deal. Let's get rid of this one. Let's grab these. Here. Let's get rid of the face on this so that it's open, just like so. And we're going to grab it. And we're going to grab this one, extrude, rotate, extrude, rotate, and we'll extrude again. Like so. Alright, that'll work for us. So this will be our little bracket. Move this out a little more. Base. And I guess we could actually add a couple of those. Pull these back just to get it rounded. About like that. I think these may have to go forward more to clear that area here. And now we can just grab the whole thing, Shift D it, and we're going to reverse it by SX -1. Now we can move it to the other side to get it where we need it to be. And this one will need a little more. This one. All right, let's take a look at that. So now we have our brackets there. So let's see, go back out, and there's our brackets. Cool. So the big thing with those is just going to be connecting them here with this one, Control J, excuse me, so we get our pivot point back, and try rotating on the Y, and see, there's our pivoting point. Cool. That'll work. I think that will do it. So now we actually have to, I don't have any of these shaded. Let's go ahead and put them on 60 as well. See if we get any weird artifacts. Looks pretty good. So this one, we're actually going to want to extend this one out. This one here. Let me grab all of these. Whoops. Guess I have them all. I'm going to extend this one out farther, because this one will actually have another piece attached to it. Let's go ahead and keep these very close, like so. Don't like that. Too straight. Bring it like that. This one's too straight. Bring it like that. Get that nice curve. All right, let's take a look now. All right, so that one's longer. All right, so now we can build the second point. So we actually need pretty much just one of those bolts that we had earlier, but this one will make it rounded. So we can grab, let me see here. We'll grab this one and this one, so we're in the middle. And that is not our center point. So let's go ahead and just do, we'll just do it right off the center point. So we're gonna add a circle. And we're gonna make this one 6. And scale it up, scale it down, rotate on the X 90 degrees, rotate Z 90 degrees. Bring it all the way out here. All right, so this is going to be basically our bolt for connecting these pieces together. So let's see, let's go to edge. Actually, let's go to first, close a little. And let's make the outside edge first. So we're gonna go X, Scale in a little bit. X again. Like so. Add a face to it. Grab this one here. And we're going to E, X. This will pull right into the meat here of the bracket. And that will be our bolt. So we can grab this one. Shift D. And we're going to SX -1 to reverse it. And then we can move it around and bring it all the way across. Make sure to stay on the X so that it lines up right in our origin point, because this is our pivot point here. And then those should pivot properly. Let's go ahead and see. Let's pull you off, scrap you. We'll rotate on the X and go up and down. And there we go. Now we have our bolts right there. And let's go ahead and shade smooth on everything. There we go. All right, so those are working for us. So now we have one more we have to do on this side. And basically what we're going to do is a circle. And the circle is going to use this pivot point as well. And here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's go ahead and add our circle in. This one's going to be a little more, we'll go with our 12. Move it around a little bit, and we'll rotate that on the X90, no, Y90. Rotate on the Y 90 degrees, bring that one forward. So this one's going to come all the way out here, like so. Scale in it a little bit, it's about right there. So this will be our gear, I believe, for rotating the barrel up and down. So let me see if this is even going to work. So basically, let's go to 3. Let's do Control 3. All right, so we're going to go Control 3, and let's see how we're going to do this. Let me take this one out. All right, let me just see. This will work for us because we want our pivot point to be in the right location. Not sure if that will work. All right. Up here. Yes, that will work. Perfect. Okay, so that's the plan. All right, so this will be our ring gear. This will be where it's connected. Put a couple bolts right there. All right, so let's go ahead and get that knocked out then. So let's finish up our ring gear. See how I want to do this. Let me go all the way back to where we originally were. Right there. Let's go back even farther. Let's get you. Okay. And and fill these all in. Let's see. I can even do that the way I want. I think I can. Yeah, that'll work. And fill you. And you. Okay, perfect. Alright, so we're actually going to move those around a little bit to get it more in the shape that I'm looking for. This is just to get it started. So right now we have to get the gear section here. Let's go ahead and grab this one, and this one. And we'll get rid of everything else. So let's grab you, put you over here. And we're basically going to do the same thing that we did previously. We're going to grab this whole loop here, these two here, and we'll just move them down and forward, like so. Now we can add the loops we need here just to get the nice little curves, whatever we decide to do on this spot here. I think mostly I'm just going to curve it just a little bit. Like so, and then you can just grab it here and do another one. And rotate that as well. Do another one about here. And rotate that one as well, just to give it a nice little curve, like that. And I think I'm gonna have to grab these because I don't think they're in far enough. Let's grab all of these. And move them all the way up against here. About like so. Control 3 for the other side. And we'll scale this one on the Z just to get us down to a decent size like so. So for rounding this one out, you can just grab these two ends here and just put a bevel in there. This one here, Control B. My beveling isn't working because we have to, we're going to have to Control A and apply the transform so that the bevel works. Since we moved this around so many times, it's not even close to its origin. Let's go ahead and try it. Oops. Still don't have it working in the right spot. Where is my origin for this? Is it down there? Oh, because I went back and yeah, I never put it back onto that one. Okay. So now we can go ahead and excuse me, Control A, all transforms. Let's grab this one and give that a try one more time. Did I put a face there? I did. Why are those not beveling the way I want them to? I could just SC it like that, bring it back here like this, grab this one. I do have a very weird, something not quite working the way I want. Yeah. Do it the hard way. That'll work fine for us. Shaded smooth. back on 60. I do have something here that's bugging me. I think the issue I have is Control I, hide everything. I have faces behind it. Oh. Yeah, it's all wonky. Go ahead and straighten all those back out. And let's see if that will look a little better. Yeah, not gonna matter too much. All right, so those are all nice and set up there. So we can actually just grab, let's go ahead and Alt-H everything. We can grab this and Control D it. And we'll just bring those right up here, like so. 7. Oops. And we'll just add a couple of those. About like that. Rotate them on the X just so they're not all the same. About like that. And let's go ahead and grab this one and do the same. On this one. Rotate on the X. Rotate on the X. And do the same with this one. And just go around like that until you get it. And I put it like, well, no, almost exactly the same. All right, cool. So there is our barrel for launching golf balls. And I will skin the inside of the barrel as well. Probably will solidify, but right now let's just continue finishing this sprocket right here. So we're gonna actually, let's see. We will move those back. Move those as well. Oops. Because I am not doing this. To straighten that up. So that'll pretty much be the sprocket piece done. Let me turn this off, go back out of here. And so we can add the bezel here for this motor, which will just have a hole in it where the gear will go to go into this gear. And I think this one will, whoops, we changed for some reason that. So we're gonna have to put it back where it was. Let's go ahead and set origin to 3D cursor. Rotate on the X, like so. And this piece here should rotate perfectly. Yes, that's perfect. I think that'll work for us. So now what I'm thinking is maybe I should change how this connects together, but I'm not going to do that right now. We can do that on the next one. Just trying to get to where I'm almost at my final here. We have a lot of the parts and pieces in, so we can start getting some textures. We still got to run the wiring around the back, getting it through to the bottom. We're going to build a little base right here on the back to hold this box and to hold this motor, so we can get all those connected. I'm actually going to go ahead and just grab you and fill you in. Let me make sure if I have any more here that I can fill in. And another thing we're going to do really quickly, just grab this one here, go with you alone. Just go ahead, you selected. We're going to go ahead and add, I wasn't going to do this earlier, but we'll just do it now. So take only a moment. We will cursor to selected, and then we will add a circle. And this circle will be 6. And scale it way down. And rotate it on the Y 90 degrees. Okay, perfect. So this, we're going to go ahead and just add a bolt. Right where they were. Okay. And let's see. X. Like so. And Control E, mark these seams. So there's our bolts. That'll work for us. Perfect. All right, so yeah, that'll be fine. Bring everything back. Endpoint is there. Okay. Let's go ahead and delete that one. Grab this tire, and we'll move it directly down. Try and get it lined up as close as we possibly can to center, like so. And voila. Now we have some bolts, and we'll put a center hub on the next one, and we'll go ahead and get done with this bracket here on the next one and this bracket here, so we can get these set up. And we'll try and get all the wires run real quick. I may just do that off camera and then just do a little time lapse for it, because that one's going to take a minute. And then after that, we'll start on texturing it. All right, I'll see you on the next one.